couldn't believe how hard it was. That reverse one, like when you start from 3 and go to
Yeah, it hurts.
Oh,
Mark, it hurts.
goodness. We were challenged. We thought we were doing so well the other way around, and then when we redid that class, and we thought, oh, we got to practice that.
Gotta practice that one.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, we're terrible. We're not good balancers.
Oh, not me, not me.
Yeah. Well, you just have to practice all the time, right? Your balance is something that you just have to like continue to like practice, or it just like goes away, right? Or just understand where your body is in alignment when you're moving in and out of it. So
Well, yeah, but that one is 3 to crescent to then the opposite. Then you go back. Then you have to come up. So it's that crescent stuff that's going on there. It's
Yeah.
like, and then you talk, and you remember your hips need to be on top of it. I'm like, I know.
I can't get my knees to be on top of each other. Oh.
Oh yeah, that was the other one. What was that? What's the name of that? When we do
When you
the
cross over,
cross the legs and you.
oh, Gomukhasana.
Yeah,
then you tuck your
George
legs
was
in.
like, it's impossible, and meanwhile I'm like, oh, I love this one.
I'd have to dislocate something, I think.
Yeah, so we're having fun with yoga, Mark.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad. That's so nice.
Yeah, well, it's great that we have that as a resource for us, so that's cool.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad it's working for you guys. So
What,
Sure.
what class is that?
The classes that we have on our,
YouTube, your tape ones, they're awesome.
Okay. Gotcha.
So how's Josh doing? Okay.
Yep. Ran
Julie?
10 today.
what?
you're what?
Sorry, go ahead.
I ran 10K today.
All right.
And I had to leave my truck at work for the boys last week, so I ran to work to pick it up.
Oh, and it's 10K from your house to work, Josh?
That's 8K, but we had taken off at such a furious pace that we had to finish 10K in under an hour.
And I needed to
So-
get my steps in for my step challenge. I wanted-
Oh my God. Julie, are you doing those challenges?
Well, it's just for my Garmin. It's on my Garmin, so it's just every month they have, or
Yeah.
every different. So it just keeps me motivated to get out there when because it was 6 degrees, or was it 8 degrees?
Yep.
Oh, I said, I don't feel like going out there because we've only ran once this week, and then we just figured, let's just run to work. And I was going to run back, but my earbuds and my music died. So I'm like, I'm coming back with you in the truck.
Oh,
We ran in 20 below, guys. No problems, right?
We've gone soft by not running.
yeah, that was soft.
I miss it too, Julie. I miss it too.
Shoes.
When we were 8K in, we were still under a 6-minute pace.
You're doing nice.
So it was like, well, we either stop at 8, or for the sake of 2 more K, let's do a 10K in under an hour. So we went through, I think I was 58:33.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent.
Very good, guys.
So the first 5K was 28:57.
Nice.
So like I said, we were moving along pretty good clip. So
Yep.
Oh, that's encouraging, eh? Good.
so I'm gonna enjoy all our leg stretches today.
Yeah.
You heard him.
Anything you guys gonna do today?
Anything you want to do? Is that what you said?
Or don't want to do?
Or don't want to do? Yeah.
I'm good with anything as long as I get some leg.
It's
Yeah.
all good.
All right, good. Well, yeah, I have a good class today. So, but let's start in Shavasana. So let's start laying down on our backs.
Okay.
Okay. And as you make your way into Shavasana, just allowing your body to melt into the mats. Taking a deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling it all out, let it all go. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale it all out, let it all go. And with every inhale and exhale, allowing your body to begin to settle. Letting your mind begin to calm. Letting the day slow down. And taking time to check in with yourself this evening. Notice how you're feeling. Notice how your body's feeling. Scanning from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. And notice if anything might be a little bit sore. Anything might be a little bit stiff or tight. Any areas where you may be carrying tension. And breathing into those areas. Letting your breath bring a little bit of relief to anything that might be sore. Softening anything that might be tight or stiff. And bringing ease to anything that might be tense. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Taking note of any thoughts that might be rising up. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to your inhales and your exhales. Taking a few moments to set an intention for the class this evening. Something you wish to receive from your practice. And on the next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently move your toes. And then on the next inhale, draw those knees into your chest. Giving them a gentle squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Then open your arms up into a T and gently let the knees fall to the right side, coming into a twist. Keeping your left shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Adjusting your knees, whether you draw them closer to your chest or you soften that knee bend. The option to slide a cushion or a block under your knees is always available. Breathing into any sensation that you might be feeling. Letting your breath soften those areas. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. We'll take a few more breaths here. Letting your body settle a little bit more. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly draw those knees up to center. And gently let your knees fall over to the left side. Keeping that right shoulder blade pressed into the mats. Adjusting your knees, whether you draw them closer to your chest or you soften that knee bend. Maybe you slide a block or a cushion underneath your knees for a little bit of support. Breathing into any sensation that you might be feeling on this side. Letting those areas soften with your breath. Finding a little bit more rest. Take a couple more breaths here. Letting your body settle a little bit more. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly draw those knees back to center. And from here, open up to happy baby. Grab the outside of those feet. Open the knees nice and wide. Gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. Then draw your knees back into your chest and sway them from left to right. Gently letting your knees fall to the left side or to the right side, coming into fetal position. Taking a couple breaths here. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to press your way up and making your way to tabletop position. So stacking our hands underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips. And we'll just move through a couple of cat-cows. So on the inhale, drop your belly, pull that chin forward. On the exhale, press into your palms, round your spine. Inhale, drop that belly, pull that chin forward. Exhale, press into your palms, round your spine. On the next inhale, try to open up those shoulders a little bit more. Exhale, press into your palms, round your spine, tapping that chin in a little bit deeper. Last one, inhale, maybe your eyes go up slightly higher. Exhale, press into your palms, round your spine, tucking that tailbone and chin in just a moment longer. Then coming back to neutral spine. So we're gonna start with the big gun today. We're gonna come into dragon. So we're gonna come into downward facing dog. So curl our toes under, send our knees up, and then our hips back. And take a few moments here to pedal out the feet. So bend one knee, straighten the other. Hold here for a couple seconds. Then repeat on the other side. Then drop both heels to the mat. Then from here, inhale, float that right leg high to the sky. Then step that right leg through your hands. Release that back left knee and release your toes. So we're gonna come into dragon a little bit differently today. We're gonna do it in stages. So we're gonna allow our hip to relax. So from here, you're just gonna bring your hands to your hips. So just allow that left hip to settle at the beginning. So we're gonna do 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then 1.5 minutes. So just we're allowing that left hip to release a little bit of that right hip as well. You can even take it a little bit more higher by reaching those hands up. You could also even back bend, which will increase it a little bit more. So just do whatever feels comfortable. You could even move just forward and backwards a little bit with your upper body. Just trying to release that left hip. Allow that right hip to settle. But take a deep inhale here. And exhale, draw your hands to the mat. So from here, you can keep that foot right directly underneath your shoulder, or you can always walk it out to the edge of the mat. You can open up that knee. And then from here, you can rest on the hands. If you're feeling very mobile today, you can come down onto your forearms. You can always have a block or a cushion underneath and to add a little bit of support. But now allowing that right hip to settle, that right hip to open up. Keep taking nice deep inhales and exhales. Keep breathing. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, can you maybe walk your fingertips out a little bit further or allow that chest to draw closer to the mat? Allowing that right hip to settle a little bit more. And again, that sensation we're looking for in the right hip is just heat. So if you're feeling anything a little bit more than heat, you're going a little bit too far. Keep sending your breath to the sensations that you're feeling. Letting your breath ease those sensations. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale it all out. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to walk those hands up So coming onto the palms of your hands. If you have that right hip open, bringing that foot back on the mat and walking that foot back to where it's underneath your shoulder. Then on the next inhale, begin to draw those hands back to your hips. So we're going to come back to where we started. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale, maybe you sink a little bit deeper. We're almost done, I promise. Take another deep inhale. Exhale it all out. Then on the next inhale, draw the hands to the mat. And then slide that right leg back. Bringing the knees together. And then walk your hands out and coming to laying down on your stomach. So this will be a rebound for this pose. You can draw your hands together and let that forehead rest on top of your hands. And notice how that right hip feels as it begins to settle. Maybe you feel a little bit in that left hip as well. With every exhale, letting your body relax. Letting your shoulders soften. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Very nice. Then draw those hands underneath your shoulders. Push up to tabletop. Curl those toes back under. Send your knees up and then your hips back to your downward facing dog. And pedal out the feet, so bend one knee, straighten the other. Maybe you pause for a couple breaths. Maybe you repeat on the other side. Drawing both heels back to the mat. Inhale, float that left leg high to the sky. Then step your left leg through your hands. Release your right knee down onto the mat and curl those toes. Take a deep breath and draw those hands onto your hips. Exhale, let that right hip settle. Maybe you reach your hands up to the sky. You could always lean back a little bit. Or maybe you just keep your hands on your hips and that's completely fine as well. But notice how this side feels different than the other side. Does it feel a little bit more mobile? Is it a little bit more flexible? Is it a little bit stiff? We have a couple more breaths here. Take a deep inhale. Exhale it all out. And draw those hands to the mat. So maybe you keep that left knee underneath that left shoulder, or maybe you walk that left foot out to the edge of the mat. Maybe you open up that left hip. And maybe you stay on your hands, or maybe you come down to your forearms. Maybe you put a block underneath or a cushion to add a little bit of support. But keep breathing into that left hip. Maybe a little bit into that right hip as well, your right hip flexor. Keeping your breath nice and deep. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, can you walk those fingertips out a little bit further, allowing your chest to draw closer to the mats. Maybe now you can come onto your forearms because that left hip's relaxed a little bit more. Maybe you've reached your maximum for tonight and you just stay where you're at, honoring your body. Keep breathing in to the sensations. Letting that heat maybe soften a little bit. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to walk those hands up. And then if your hip is open, drawing that foot back onto the mat and walking that foot so it's back underneath your shoulder. Then from here, drawing your hands back to your hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, can you allow those hips to settle a little bit more? Take a few more breaths, nice deep inhale. Exhale it all out. 2 more, inhale. Exhale it all out. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale completely. Drawing your hands back onto the mats. And then taking that left leg back to your right knee. Slowly walk those hands out, coming back onto your stomach. Drawing your hands together and letting that forehead rest on the top of your hands. And notice the sensations that you're feeling in that left hip, maybe a little bit in that right. Letting your breath ease those areas. Letting your shoulders soften. And with every exhale, allowing your body to settle a little bit more. Letting that left hip relax. Take 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. Very nice. Then from here, we're gonna move into Sphinx pose. So draw those elbows underneath your shoulders. Toes are released, removing any tension from the legs. And the option to always walk those hands out a little bit to soften the curve of the spine is available. Allow your eyes to close. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, breathe into your spine. Any sensation that you might be feeling. Letting your breath soften those areas. Finding a little bit more rest in this posture. So take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, draw that chin to your chest, so stretching out the neck. Take a couple more breaths here. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, can you draw that chin a little bit closer to your chest? Take one more breath in. One more breath out. And then take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, begin to draw your right ear to your right shoulder. Take a couple more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, can you draw that ear a little bit closer to your shoulder? Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then on the next inhale, draw your head back to center. And on the exhale, draw your left ear to your left shoulder. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, can you draw your ear a little bit closer to the shoulder? Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, draw that chin back to center. And on the exhale, bring it back up to neutral. Very nice. Take a full inhale here. And a full exhale. So either staying into Sphinx pose or maybe you move into seal by pressing into the palms of the hands, straightening those elbows. Keep those hips pressed into the mat. Maybe your spine feels mobile tonight and you can walk those fingertips up a little bit closer to your body. Keep drawing those shoulders down and away from your ears. Keep breathing into the sensations that you're feeling in your spine. With a few more breaths here, keep drawing those shoulders down and away from your ears. Keep pushing into the palms of the hands. Very nice. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Then slowly begin to lower down. And we'll take a short rebound here. So draw the hands together. Allow your forehead to rest on the top of your hands. We'll take a few breaths here, allowing that spine to settle. Softening those shoulders. removing tension from your neck. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then on the next inhale, draw your hands underneath your shoulders, push up to tabletop. And then open your knees as wide as the mat. Draw those big toes together and push back to child's pose. So allow your shoulders to settle. Maybe your forehead rests on the mat. If not, always slide a block or a cushion. If you're feeling a lot of sensation into your hips, you can always slide a cushion between your feet and your glutes. Allow those shoulders to soften. Take a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Very nice, and slowly come back up to your tabletop position. Draw your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. We're gonna come into thread the needle, so press into that right hand. Reach that left hand up, open up. Exhale, draw that left hand underneath your right. Releasing that left shoulder onto the mat, your left cheek. And you can always keep that right hand on your mat, or if you want a little bit deeper of a stretch, you can reach that right hand up and then draw it to that left hip. Take a few more breaths here, allowing that left shoulder to settle. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to press into that right hand as you release that left shoulder. Maybe you gently give it a little bit of a shake or a wave. And then reach that left hand down onto the mat. Inhale, reach that right hand up. And then exhale, draw that right arm underneath your left, releasing that right shoulder onto the mat, your right cheek. And so you could always keep that left hand on the mat, or maybe reach that left hand up and then draw it to that right hip. Keep breathing into that right shoulder. Notice how this side feels. Take a few more breaths here. With every exhale, allowing that shoulder to settle a little bit more. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to press into that left hand as you release that right. shoulder. Maybe you give it a little bit of a shake. And then from here, we're gonna come into pigeon pose. So plant those hands, curl the toes. We're doing a lot on hips today. So press those knees up and those hips back into your down dog. Inhale, float that right leg, and then draw that right knee to your right wrist, right ankle to your left. Release your left toes. Inhale, walk your hands up to set those hips. And then exhale, begin to walk those hands out. So maybe you come onto your forearms to start. Maybe you feel very mobile today and you can walk those fingertips out further and allow your chest to draw closer to the mat. Removing any tension from that back leg. And the option to always slide a block underneath that right glute or a cushion to add some support. Taking note of the sensations that you're feeling. Keep breathing into those areas. Letting your breath soften any sensation. Letting your body relax a little bit more. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, can you walk your fingertips out a little bit further, challenging your edge. Letting your body draw a little bit closer to the mat. Take a few more breaths here. Letting that right hip settle a little bit more. 2 more breaths. Take 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Then slowly begin to walk those hands up. And then we're gonna come into deer pose just to come into twisted deer. So we're gonna sit down on that right glute, bend that left leg, and then walk your hands over to the right. Take a breath in here, and exhale, begin to walk those hands out. So coming into twisted deer. Breathing into any sensations. Always challenging your edge, so maybe you're feeling mobile and you walk your hands a little bit further out. Maybe you feel stiff tonight and you just have to hold back a little bit. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale it all out. Slowly begin to walk those hands up. And then making your way into Shavasana, so bring that right foot forward and that left leg. And lowering all the way down onto our backs. Allow your palms to face up. Letting your body settle. Allowing that right hip to release. We'll take a few more breaths here. With every exhale, allowing that right hip to settle a little bit more. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then slowly draw those knees into your chest. And let your knees gently fall to the left side, coming into fetal position. We'll take a full breath in and a full breath out. Then slowly begin to press your way up. Making your way back to tabletop position so we can set up for the other side. Curl those toes under, send your hips, your knees up and your hips back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, float that left leg high to the sky. Then draw that left knee to your left wrist, your left ankle to your right. Release your toes. Inhale, walk your hands up to set those hips. Exhale, walk those hands out. Coming into pigeon, reclined pigeon. Maybe you start on your forearms, maybe you walk a little bit deeper. Letting that left hip settle. Removing any tension from that right leg. Taking note of any thoughts that might be rising up. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, can you walk your fingertips out a little bit further, challenging that edge. Allowing that left hip to settle a little bit more. Maybe your upper body draws closer to the mat. A few more breaths here. Letting your body settle a little bit more. On the next inhale, slowly begin to walk those hands up. And then from here, lowering down onto that left hip, setting up for twisted deer, bending that right knee. Then walking your hands over about 45 degrees to the left. Take a breath in. Exhale, begin to walk those hands out. Maybe you stay on the top of your hands. Maybe you come down onto your forearms. Maybe you feel very limber and you can walk all the way out. Taking a few moments to notice how this side feels different than the other side. Breathing into the sensations. Letting your breath soften those areas. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Then slowly begin to walk those hands up. Then making our way into Shavasana, so drawing that left foot forward, that right foot forward, and slowly lowering down all the way onto our backs. Allow your palms to face up. Letting that left hip begin to relax. Allow your shoulders to settle. We'll take a few more breaths here. With every exhale, allowing that left hip to relax a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it all out. And then slowly draw those knees into your chest, giving them a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. And then if you have make sure you have your block handy or your cushion. We're gonna come into waterfall. So draw those knees into your chest and then slide that block underneath your glutes. Straightening those legs up to the ceiling. Letting your palms face up or face down, whatever feels comfortable. Let those shoulders soften. You can always have a slight bend in your knees if that feels comfortable. Finding rest. in this posture. Letting our circulation flow in the opposite direction. Take a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then slowly shift those hips up as you draw the knees into your chest, sliding the block or cushion from underneath. And drawing those knees into your chest, give them a nice big squeeze. Open up to happy baby, grab the outside of those feet, open the knees nice and wide. Gently rocking a little bit forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, open up to Shavasana, legs as wide as the mats. Palms to face up. Letting your body melt into the mats. Taking this opportunity to let go. Letting your body find rest. Letting your mind find peace. Take a few moments to scan over your body. Notice if you're carrying any tension anywhere. Sending your breath to those areas. Letting your breath dissolve any tension. Letting your body relax a little bit more. Taking note of any thoughts that might be rising up. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to your inhales and your exhales. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Your mind to find a little bit more peace. And as your body finds rest this evening, letting your practice, the benefits from all the postures sink deep into your muscles, into your mind, and into your body. Letting it reap the rewards from all the hard work you did this evening. On the next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently move your toes. Slowly waking up your body. Drawing your attention back to the room. On the next inhale, slowly reaching your arms up and overhead. And then grabbing one wrist and gently pulling it to one side of the room, feeling the stretch in that side body. Then release that wrist, grab the other wrist, gently pull it to the opposite side. Release that wrist, reach your hands to the very back of the room and your feet to the very front. On the next inhale, take a full body stretch, breathe in. Exhale, let it all go. Slowly draw that right knee into your chest, giving it a nice big hug, showing it some love. Gently adding a little bit of movement back. Then release your right leg, draw in that left knee. Give it a nice big hug. Show it some love. Gently adding a little bit of movement back. Then draw that right knee back into your chest. Give them both a big squeeze. Gently rock a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circle your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Let your knees sway from the right to the left. Gently letting your knees fall to the right side or to the left side, coming into fetal position. Offering a couple breaths of gratitude. Grateful for your practice this evening, that you showed up on the mats. Taking time to connect with your body and with your breath. Take a few moments to reflect on the intention you set at the beginning of practice. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then slowly begin to press your way up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed and drawing your hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, let it all go. On the next inhale, draw a gentle smile to your face. Exhale it all out. Take a few moments to thank your body for all the hard work it did this evening. I thank you and I'm very humbled by your practice. Namaste. Fantastic job tonight.
It was good.
Whew.
Very good,
We
Mark.
started
Thank
with
you.
the big gun of Dragon. I looked at the clock after Dragon. I was like, it's 6:30? What?
I know.
Wow.
That was nice. How did you know I needed it for my hips?
I know. We keep saying that, eh? I know it's hard, but it's so good after you do it.
Yeah.
Not during.
Sorry, George. I'm laughing at you.
That's okay, Vivian.
Yeah. Did it feel
It's just
better though? you were going into it, like taking your time going into Dragon? Was it better that way? Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Actually good for balance too.
Yeah, your core and all that stuff too. Yeah.
I like the back bend. That was actually quite
I
interesting.
think it helps.
Mm-hmm.
Exhilarating. I still feel the
Start doing 1.5-hour classes. You guys are like, we only did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 poses.
Well, it's funny, Mark, because at one point, I think we were doing, I think we were in the field position, and I looked at our clock and I went, it's 5 to 7. Like, I couldn't believe the time. Yeah.
when you're having fun.
But yeah, great job. No, that was awesome.
Twisted
Great.
Deer is so enjoyable. I could sit in that probably for another 2 or 3 minutes.
Me too. I love that pose.
Don't encourage them.
Twisted Deer. Twisted
Yeah,
Deer?
Oh, Twisted Deer.
I
Okay.
think Amin likes that too, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does it well.
Yeah.
It's so relaxed after Dragon. Like I find Dragon is like I'm right at the edge with Dragon.
Yeah.
And it's not as and then when you go into Twisted Deer, it's like, oh, here we go. That's beautiful. Down you go, and then it's like 10 seconds later you're telling us to get out of it.
Yeah.
We're
Nice.
we're in Twisted Deer for maybe about a minute and 15 seconds. So Dragon, it was 5 minutes. So we're in Dragon for 5.
Really?
I felt that.
That's the longest we've ever done Dragon. So that's why I did it in stages so that we
Yes.
can let our bodies breathe.
All 3 goals.
And then 3 minutes on each. 3:15 for pigeon pose, 5 minutes for Sphinx pose. Yeah.
Wow.
But pigeon after dragon is a cinch.
Oh yeah, it's like
Felt good.
You're so flexible, eh?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, right down. Whew.
And dragons.
Wow, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it felt almost relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very good class. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yes, I'm going to eat now.
Yeah.
And-
Bye, Amin.
too.
See you, Amin.
Yeah.
Oh, what did Stephen tell you? My daughter's moving to Mississauga.
No.
No.
Yeah, because she got the job at the Peel region.
Oh,
Oh
good.
my goodness.
Congratulations.
Congrats to her. Oh
Yeah,
my
she's
gosh.
she's starting December 17th, and she's going up there for training, and she's moving December 1st.
Davina,
Wow.
one of my high school buddies was in the Peel, and I don't know if he'd be retired now, but anyway, Jed Barker, if she ever gets to meet Jed Barker, great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're wonderful people down there.
Yeah, and Jill DePrato is another one they are both from Alexandria, Davina.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
And
Aisha met this girl. Her parents lived in Long Sault. And we're like, okay, she forgot her name. And they just moved back in Long Sault again. They moved to, I don't know where they moved, and they just came back a year ago.
Is that right, eh?
And they lived in Chase Meadow.
Wow. Oh, gee, that's pretty close. Talk about
And they know
neighbors.
Ziran, or
Or
whatever.
Zirin.
Yeah, they know them. Yeah. So, but
Wow.
I'm gonna miss my daughter, but that's the way
Hey,
it is.
she's
I
doing
guess.
good. That's great.
You have to go visit us.
You can have video calls every day.
Oh, pretty much, actually.
You can join us for Zumba. I mean, for
Zumba.
yoga.
You look like a Zumba.
Hey, we should try Zumba on this.
Yeah, probably on the next Sunday. We have
That'd be
a couple of
fun.
drinks. Will be a Zumba.
There you go. Well, Davina, congratulations to her. Like big hugs. Oh my goodness, you must be so proud.
Oh yes, and Stephen gave her what do you call this?
A little pep talk.
No, like the he gave you know when you ask for not resume but
Oh, a reference?
yeah.
Steven tells us nothing. We're gonna have to bugger him.
He never talks to us.
That's why I'm telling you, Stephen told you because he gave Aisha the references and everything.
Oh, I'm so happy. That's great. Oh, good for Steven. Okay, well, he was just here earlier and he never mentioned anything, so we'll have to talk to him. He must have forgotten.
Yeah. Well,
That's great news. Good stuff.
I know my baby.
Your
She's
baby.
turning 20. She's
Yeah,
turning
that's
20
amazing.
in next week.
See, then you
Oh,
are
no,
a senior.
in a month. Sorry. See, I'm not old. Anyway, I'm hungry.
All right.
Bye, you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Have a good week, eh?
Have a good
You
day.
too.
Bye.
See you later.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.